The Arboretum was started in 1997 with Montgomery Township and the Shade Tree Committee with a grant from the Green Acres Foundation. And I'm always impressed with the dedication of all of the volunteers at the Shade Tree Committee, and they do get some help from our Department of Public Works folks as well. The commitment to trees and greenery and green space is just admirable, and I think really the Arboretum is one of Montgomery Township's hidden gems.
The Arboretum is about 50 acres right next to Montgomery Veterans Park. The focus is on native plants, all those categorized as east of the Mississippi. I'm Larry Koplik. I'm the current chair of the Montgomery Township Shade Tree Committee. I've been chair for over 15 years now, I guess. Ava Zach, the designer of the Arboretum, was the chair for at least 20 years before that, and I followed in her footsteps.
I'm Ava Zach. I have been on the Shade Tree Committee since 1986. My name is Irene Stein. I moved to Montgomery about 30 years ago. I live pretty much right around the corner from the Arboretum. And when I retired, somehow my name surfaced and I was invited to join the Shade Tree Committee. First of all, the township quite a number of years previously bought the Gallic farm and turned it into Montgomery Park. About 1996, we finally crystallized the idea of the Arboretum.
We've been planting trees ever since the Arboretum was founded in 1997, so some of our larger trees are from that era, but we are adding new trees every year. One has to always be aware of replacements. Trees don't live forever. There are windstorms, there are diseases, and so on. So we're constantly monitoring what's out there and adding new trees.
I started to become more aware of invasives probably about 10, 11 years ago.
These here are, I'm not sure of their official name, but they're also known as Russian olive, and they're invasive. And you can see they'll pop up everywhere.
And we initially started removing Callery pears and autumn olives parallel to the walkway along Mill Pond, because that's a highly visible area, and it was just covered with autumn olives.
It's important to replenish most of the native species that are just been destroyed by the deer population. Our seedlings don't really make it into saplings or into trees. They often have to protect them from the deer as well.
And just in a short distance of maybe 300 yards, I probably had to remove about 300 autumn olives of various sizes. That's how prolific they can be. These are two small examples of autumn olives, which I've been working on removing in the Arboretum for probably 10 years now, and I stopped counting at 2,500, but now I'm probably up to about 4,000. And we like to take them out, especially close to where people walk, so they can experience the natural and native as opposed to the invasive. It's critical to poison the stump very shortly after you've cut the tree.
What is wonderful about the Arboretum is it gives people a chance to look at larger trees. What are these trees going to grow into?
The whole idea of this Arboretum, I think, is a showcase for residents so that they know what they can pick for their own houses.
Right. I should also point out that all of the trees that we plant, we put up a plaque that shows the common name and the Latin name. so that people, as they're walking through the various paths, they can look and see what the type of tree is, and if they like it, they can think about maybe having one in their own yard.
And they are so enchanted with what they see here that they can then transport this idea to their own gardens.
It's not just an aesthetic, but it's a huge carbon sequestration system. And they cleanse the air, they provide space for wildlife, for bugs, beneficial bugs, and they get shade.
And as far as I know, there isn't any other municipally run arboretum in the state.
When the Arboretum was planned, it was decided that to make the pathway most accessible, that it would be paved and that it would be at least 8 feet wide to allow for passage both ways, people on bicycles, people in wheelchairs, people running, walking, strollers, and so on. So it's meant to be accessible to the public.
Well, we want an arboretum, and so does everyone, and every other township. You know, we would not go anywhere. So it had to have a profile right away. And that ideal profile in my mind was the arboretum that would showcase native trees.
The pathway is designed to go through different areas and different features. It crosses little streams throughout the park, and we have approaching 200 different species here. For example, we have many kinds of oaks. Besides red oaks, we have Shumard oaks, we have scarlet oaks, we have bur oaks, we have white oaks, we have willow oaks, chestnut oaks. So we just really try to get a whole variety of types of trees so people can see the differences and find out what might work in their yard. But we also have a wide variety of evergreens as well. Again, from the most basic, more common ones like white pines, but we also have bald cypress and spruce trees, and they are grouped on the edge of the Arboretum near to Mill Pond Road mostly. There are also some near the entrance from the main Montgomery Park parking lot.
Well, there was the general plan, but the idea was to start in various sections so that we would have large trees going downtown. In other words, the initial trees would grow and you would fill in other areas later on to make the contrast between the larger trees and the smaller trees.
So I'm Chloe.
And I'm Taraja. Yeah, we co-lead our junior troop 60399 here in Montgomery. Yeah, so I would say this year the Girl Scouts organization as a whole kicked off an initiative to help with climate change. So we're working towards our tree promise, which is to protect, honor, and plant trees over the next 5 years. And their goal is to plant 5 million trees in this country over the next 5 years by 2026.
These girls planted these trees in pots around May or June, and then the whole troop took turns taking care of the trees over the summer so that they would be ready to plant now in the fall.
I actually joined the Shade Tree Committee because I just wanted to get into plants. I got a house last year and just wanted to get to know the community. And so yeah, I'm volunteering as an advisor, even though I'm just kind of learning as I go, but it's really interesting working with Larry and Sarah and the broader team and bringing the Girl Scouts into this. I thought it was a good opportunity to kind of merge our community with, this initiative that the Girl Scouts are doing.
So the trees and shrubs in the Arboretum are mostly funded through township funds, through our budget that the Shade Tree Committee gets every year. But we also rely on contributions from the public. We have a program where you can donate money to have a tree planted or to have a bench installed in memory of someone or in honor of someone or some event.
My name is Betty Rior. My husband passed away in 2014. 2015, I planted the sugar maple for him. Since I moved to Stonebridge, we didn't have a yard anymore to plant any trees, so that's when I planted a tree for him and for my son here. I do come here frequently because I like to walk a lot, and I'll do the trails and scare a few deer along the way, pick the blackberries and eat them.
Hi, my name is Katie Chen. Me and my sister, because we grew up so close by in the Kings Crossing neighborhood, we would come to Montgomery Park quite often. We would take our bikes here, we'd play in the playground. One of the favorite things that we'd like to do is actually explore the Arboretum here over the bike path. And it just felt really big as a child. Like, it felt like somewhere you can get lost in, and in a good way. So when my sister passed away in 2017, it was pretty sad. It was really sudden. It was a lot for our family. And so we thought, hey, Montgomery Park was a place that's a lot closer. My mom and dad, they come here for walks still a lot. They're always here. And so when I found out it was a really easy program to give a small donation and have a bench built out, it was a no-brainer for us.
I know Gemma through my church and through this walking group, and through the relationship that we built, you know, I got to know Hope through Gemma, met her a few years before she passed away. And so I'm not sure who really came up with the idea. We wanted to do something that would be long-lasting.
When we started 31 years ago, when we had the opportunity to start a club here in Montgomery, which Don was one of the charter members as well as I was, Harry became our mentor to help start the club and get it rolling. And I think Don had this idea because, you know, the town was trying to make this a place where people would go for reflection and enjoy the Arboretum and everything else. And so the club made this donation.
But we just thought this was a place to sit and reflect.
This is the persimmon tree that I donated in memory of my late father, Warren Roberts. And it's an American persimmon tree. My father died in 1999, and so we must have done this within a couple years after his death.
And so I would encourage everyone who has a chance, come on out here and check out the Arboretum. If you're curious about native plants, it's a great place to maybe get some planting tips, what you want to put in your own yards, and just appreciate the beauty of Montgomery Township.